In the top right of the map, we have our blue Terran player. It is Zrqkyvx.
And in the bottom left of the map, we have our green Zerg player. It is Ottr. Zrq's still pushing that.
Hey, I don't know about if you want,
No, I'm all for it. Let's do it.
we could. I would say give us a month to practice a bunch, but
Right. I'd have to get on ladder or something and make sure we prepare.
yeah.
I don't want to be sitting there and forget to make assimilators or something. No, yeah, let's get that rolling eventually.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if Auntie wants to stream it and Case wants to cast as well, it's totally fine. No
Yeah.
problem with it. But anyway, yeah, this is the game 5 between the Zrq and the Ottr. And this is what we call a best of one after playing a bunch and being real tired while you play the best of one. So I am intrigued to see what happens.
Yep, both players have exhausted the rest of the maps in the map pool. This is the final game. Like Zrq is going for the standard Reaper scout opening.
Deckard Cain. That would be hilarious. That is Deathstalker in the chat, by the way.
Stay a while and kill yourself, please.
Young Deckard Cain back when he was an adventurer.
Oh no.
That would actually be interesting.
Yeah, no, I mean.
By the way, Ottr being okay,
Oop.
doing something a little. No, it's just doing the same build. Never mind. I got completely confused about the positions of the spawn points when I'm just staring at the map. I think this one is the natural, and it's not. It's actually a little, slightly closer. If there was a ramp right there, it would be. But my bad. Yes. Stay a while and listen. We like sound like that because he's like not elderly.
Somebody will make him a Bishonen. Put
Oh
him
my
in
gosh.
super Bishonen anime style.
No, I don't know if I suddenly like this idea.
Stay a while and listen. Oh. Zrq gonna spot the expansion, so he knows exactly what's going on here.
Oh yeah, I take that back. There actually is a bunch of characters that they could have from the Diablo universe that they are just willing to grab classes from Diablo 2.
I would love
The Necromancer?
Yeah, the Necromancer, the Sorceress was one of my favorites. I really enjoyed that. They could even pull classes out of the Diablo 1. I'd like to see the Rogue and the Sorcerer. It'd be very interesting to see the contrast in spells between them. But I do believe the Wizard from 3 is actually planned.
I would hope so. That would be essentially our distance magey damage character.
Yeah, it'd be like the nuke character. Very nice. I
mean, all the Warcraft peoples really want Jaina Prodmore, but let's be honest, Wizard is where it's at. What's time magic, not just your elemental magic.
Right, you want to... Jeez, let's warp time. Screw the elements, man. I want edgy time warp stuff.
I wonder what abilities they'd give the Wizard. I don't know.
Oh,
well,
man,
anyway,
I think we'd see
we're finally
Archangel
actually
like
getting
that.
somewhere in this game now. So we have a Reaper making it up here. It's going to discover a Spinecrawler and probably get its face smashed in. And up here, we are transitioning to Reactor and Factory. So Factory play. As always, with Barracks. Basically, both players saying, my best is my macro, I'm going to use it.
Gonna use it.
Double gases from Ottr. No sign of a third base yet. More of a reserved play.
Reaper's gonna poke in, start nipping at this queen. Queen's gonna say, "Get out of here."
I think the Reaper. Oh nope! Hi, bam. So injured right now, and he's way too close to the Queen. Yeah.
No.
Oh wow!
How did he slip away? Oh,
Nah.
5 HP. Gonna hide in the corner, regen his health.
Both players kind of climbing pretty high into the resource count here. 200 extra gas, 500 for Zrq. A lot of minerals for Ottr. That was always one thing I'd say to anybody who's seeing this happen in a game and you're a little bit uncertain what to do, just expand. What is the extra 500 minerals going to do for you anyway? Just throw a base somewhere. Right. Oh, I take that back. It looks like Otter is actually going for much more Mutalisk aggressive play this time rather than for any kind of standard macro play.
Yeah, we got roaches on the way too, so that'd be perfect for the ground army. Like Zrqkyvx pushing up to Hellion again. He's going to discover roaches. He waits too long to push out. Hellions do not play well with roaches.
No, no, but even then they can get away from the roaches very easily. They're much faster than them. They're good for having some map presence because if the roaches move out too far, then you can run past them with the Hellions and start killing workers. So it still gives you some map control as long as you don't lose them.
Oh yeah.
And if you don't, then you just feel silly and you pretend like that it didn't happen and you can't see anything on the map.
Trooper gonna come in. Once again, he meets the Spine Crawler and the Queen. Gonna try and get around here. He is gonna spot the Roach Warren. And gonna try and pin him until he gets out. Spine Crawler out of range.
Add-on complete.
Gonna slip away yet again.
Okay, so given the way things have gone so far in this series, who are you looking to take this whole thing?
It depends on the engagements. Zrq has a really good mechanic base to work from. He knows that during a battle it's important to build your army back up as you're losing it. And Ottr seems to tunnel vision a little bit, so if he can force some kind of engagement to distract Ottr, I think he's got this one. I mean, always is a good strategy to use your opponent's mind against themselves.
One thing I have noticed, though, and I think this has ended up being the key element in a lot of their games, Ottr has very frequently taken bad engagements in a lot in their previous series, which usually caused Zrq to be able to just win the whole thing. But that hasn't happened as much this time. She's been a lot better about actually taking fights she can win proper. Hello, huge lag spike.
Oh, is that me? No.
That is Zrq.
Zrq. Come on, buddy. We believe.
Oop.
Okay, and we're back.
Well, it seems to have calmed down. I was about to recommend we pause actually, but until it starts to clear up. But it looks like that's not necessary. So decent, with this amount of Hellions, it's kind of interesting that he still hasn't moved just quite yet.
Game paused.
A little bit of lag from Zrq here.
So while we're working that out, so what kind of like how if you were approaching Legacy of the Void, the campaign, you're looking at how they did the upgrades in the Terran campaign, how they did the upgrades in the Zerg campaign. How would you approach that for Protoss?
Approach upgrades in what sense?
In the campaign, basically you had different ways of earning upgrades. You bought them with money with the Terrans, for example, and then with the Zerg they won 8 things. Nom 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 nom. You got the evolution mission planets, and that's how you got some of the more interesting upgrades.
Oh, I see what you mean. I'd like to see them return to the archives or find some sort of a.
So you have to do specific side missions to go research things.
Right, yeah.
That.
Go to the archives, find the past from great High Templars before them, sort of thing.
Which they could actually do, from a lore standpoint, that works really, really well with the Protoss, because that's a lot of their crazier technology they abandoned at a certain point. That's actually what the Colossus are. They're a piece of ancient Protoss technology that they kind of reassimilated back into their army because it was kind of necessary for them to use every tool available.
Oh yeah.
Including the ones they thought were a bit on the inhumane side.
There's so much untapped potential there. I think that would be really great. Just visiting other planets, picking up tech that was forgotten, reassimilating it.
I'm also trying to think. I think I understand kind of what they're trying to set up there. They were trying to set up as Zeratul helped the reawakening of the Queen of Blades. Now his people are going to be super ticked with them, so all he's going to have access to are zealots. At the beginning of the campaign, I think that's how they're going to justify that. Because let's be honest here, giving him every single unit, as he probably should, because he's essentially the leader of the Protoss, won't really work all that great.
Right. You think slowly you need to gain back over the course of the campaign. That might be interesting.
Yeah, it would be. But anyway, we got a little bit. We got a Reaper poking a base he's gonna probably die. He just does that long enough.
He's got a long road ahead of him. Gonna run out of ammo before he manages to get anything done.
You ever notice he's basically using 2 pistols?
Yes, he is. I think
And
actually
he
it's...
fires them at the same time every time. Perfect synchronization.
It's that military training, man.
Yeah. Anyway,
Roach
looks like
comes over,
we're
says, "Hey, stop that. Go home."
looks like you're transitioning into mech upgrades a little bit. Just getting the damage upgrades. So maybe siege tanks. Maybe siege tanks.
Siege tanks would be great, especially now that he's seen the roaches.
Could just be doing that for Vikings too. They do have the airing to mech ground upgrades just kind of wrapped together now.
Ottr moving up to, I believe that's a hive.
Yep. Good old high tech set up very well to just continue grabbing upgrades, actually.
Right, it'd be
Looks like
good.
it looks like both players are just positioning themselves to go into a really big late game position. Though I think Zrqkyvx is macroing a little bit better than Ottr at the moment.
Yeah, definitely. The mineral count kind of shows that. Otter's floating about 2.2k in the bank. And Zrqkyvx is down to 350. Probably looking to expand soon. I would imagine. He does have another command center here used for, I don't know. Maybe you forgot to morph it.
Standard. Really, where's the thing? Ah, he wanted to make a planetary with that, most likely. Or he's just going to lift it and land it over there. Either way, it's not the first foremost thing on his mind right now.
Right.
Thing is, he's going to end up at a pretty serious upgrade disadvantage if he doesn't start grabbing armor upgrades soon.
Yeah, he does have +1. Oh, actually, vehicle plating and +1 attack on the way right now. But yeah, armor really screws with DPS.
Ah, she wants to go swarm host this game. I was kind of wondering what the plan for this would be, and that's a very interesting composition you'll see some players like to use, for example, is a Hydralisk Swarm Host. That's specifically against Protoss, though. I'm not sure how well that would work against Terran. Swarm Hosts are just pretty good units, though. They'll probably be fine.
Yeah, if they're used properly, you can make sure to strategize and position them beforehand. They really are annoying. Tons of damage.
Big group of Marauders. Both players, it looks like they're focusing solely on their macro right now, which is, I think, not too surprising to see. Both of them probably a little tired after having played 4 games in a row. It's kind of the sad result of the holy crap Hellions.
Quite a few of these. It's a Hellion Derby.
I know. It's like these guys, though, gotta feel pretty weird. I mean, they've just been kind of idling their engines for a while now.
My gas mileage is terrible, and then I have to spit it out of the turret.
Oh man, what if you had to worry about fuel in this game?
Oh, that
and
would be
ammo.
Jeez, no, that's a little too in depth. I think.
Ever played Empire at War?
I did not play Empire of War.
It's a real good game in that, like, they really give you a lot of stuff from different time eras to work with. Basically, kind of Age of Empires style game for any of you out there who haven't played it, but much more like history buff oriented until you got to the modern age. Then they made you do things like keep track of the amount of fuel on a plane, so it could only fly so far from the base, and then would have to come back to refuel.
That's crazy.
And like they had a counter diagram that looked like a box with like a bunch of weird ends on it, and like when you wanted to space, it got even more complicated. There are marauders dying in the middle of the map.
Lots of
really quickly
roaches.
Because they might be good against roaches, but upgrades are good.
Yeah, Zrq bypassing the army completely. Gonna run in here with the Hellions. He's gonna roast a lot of drones.
Well, he could do a lot of damage with this. Of course, the roaches are just going to come back, so the amount that he actually gets done is going to be kind of limited. Probably the biggest damage he'll do right now is he's just going to put a serious dent in that larva count, just taking out everything right there. And okay, yeah, he's going to get the stuff at this base, but there's 2 more that can all be recreated real quickly, and these Hellions are not coming home.
Ooh.
They are not coming home.
Oh.
There is no way that's happening.
This is a one-way trip for these Hellions. Bypassing all these drones.
Well,
26 drones roasted. 27.
Yep. We'll probably see most of those come back real quick. This does hurt, but it also just kind of sends, like, it's going to definitely cause a counterattack. I don't see Ottr just sticking around. I mean, you blew up a bunch of stuff in my base. You didn't even attack my army? Oh, no, I can't have that. He's double expanding on top of that. Like, oh, man.
Yep, Ottr still has a substantial amount of roaches. 177 total supply. There's 68 roaches in this army.
Here comes a bio army that is still hanging out at 1-1. The upgrades did just finish, but 3-3 is about halfway on the way. Hydras are still not here just yet. Looks like there's going to be a big engagement in the middle of the map. There's no medevacs with this army, though.
Oh, he's decided to go around.
Like, the resilience of a Terran bio ball is dramatically reduced without these medevacs, and there's still, couple just came out. And if he waits too long, he's going to still be a 1 minus disadvantage as well.
Yep, and Ottr is now maxed. She has +2 missiles, +2 armor.
Wait for it. Here comes the fight. It's going to be +2 attacks versus 3-3 in just a second here. They actually fight starting a little bit before this actually comes out. It may actually be resolved before this happens, which is kind of unfortunate. Just not that it matters because there's too much stuff here. And that's an incredible arc for the Zerg. Oh my goodness.
Huge concave. Terran army is running back up. The wall.
Pushing him back up. We have 32 roaches coming out in the back of this to help its army out. And this is looking terrible for our Terran player right now.
It's going to be rough to come back from this if he does even hold it. The wall is down still. Put the wall up. Put the wall up. The wall up.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Bunker's gone down. Big hole there. SUV comes over to look at the damage. Here comes some Hydras to help out. Just add in DPS. Killing all that didn't actually put a dent in his supply, surprisingly. He has a lot of supply depots.
Yeah, he definitely does. Lost the third base. Zerg is
so it's a fourth and a
rallying.
fifth, and he's still actively mining from them, so it doesn't hurt him too much economically. But the real question is, can he actually stop this army?
I don't think that there's a way. I mean, there are too many Hydras here, and they've all got group spines, +2 missile attacks.
Yep.
It's looking pretty bleak. +3, excuse me.
Huge upgrade advantage on top of that. This is gonna be tough.
Gonna be painful. Final push here. Take down this bunker immediately.
This is brutal.
Slaughter, absolute slaughter. Units pushing in. Ottr taking away. Game 5. GG, well played.
Nice. Well done by Ottr. She takes it 3-2.